This is Conference USA on ESPN+. We've reached the midway points of league play. Tonight's in Miami, an important matchup for both Western Kentucky and FIU as the Hilltoppers and Panthers look to climb up the conference standing. So good to have you with us at the Ocean Bank Convocation Center. Patrick Murray, AJ Ricketts. FIU was able to snap its 4-game skid last weekend at UTSA. So far this season, as sophomore guard Denver Jones goes, so do the Panthers. When Jones is playing well, FIU has proven they can compete with anybody in Conference USA. 27 points at UTSA on Saturday. How can Jones continue his all-conference form?
Guard Denver Jones is at his best when he is attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line. Best free throw shooter in the conference. He's got to be patient tonight, though, because Western Kentucky showed last game they will double him often. Meanwhile, for the Hilltoppers, they're on a 3-game losing streak, and they'll be without their best three-point shooter in 6th-year guard Luke Frampton tonight. But the defense is always tough for the Toppers with the nation's leading shot blocker in center Jamarion Sharp. Western Kentucky will need leading scorer Davion McKnight to be more efficient tonight. He's only shooting 32% from the floor during this 3-game losing streak, but he's a very capable and experienced guard.
Both of these teams 3 and 6 in conference play entering tonight. As we take a look at the starting 5, freshman Arturo Dean has been a nuisance for opponents defensively. Leads Conference USA in steals this season. For Western Kentucky, senior guard Jordan Rawls will earn his first start of the season, and we're sending our best wishes and thoughts to Luke Frampton, who tore his ACL early in the game against Charlotte. That ends his season, that ends his established career. Started at Davidson, where he recovered from an ACL surgery there, so our thoughts to Luke Frampton, who will be out the rest of the way, the 6th-year senior for Western Kentucky. Head coach for FIU in his 5th season guiding the Panthers is Jeremy Ballard, former assistant at VCU in Pitts. Around 500 in his time leading the Panthers. And for Western Kentucky partner, it is great to see Rick Stansbury back on the sideline for the Hilltoppers. Has missed the last 9 games with some health issues, but back here tonight. Phil Cunningham took his place in his absence, but great to have Coach Stansbury back on the sidelines.
Certainly is. We're really glad that he's healthy and can be back out here tonight, joining us his first game back here in Miami. And Western Kentucky is certainly happy to have him back. Hilltoppers 3 and 6 in those 9 Conference USA games that he missed. Phil Cunningham did a nice job filling in, but it's good for the Toppers to have the head man back at the helm of the ship tonight.
So Stansbury has led Western Kentucky to 4 20-win seasons, 3 Conference USA tournament title game appearances. Looking forward to a fun one here tonight in Miami. Panthers 9 and 11 on this season. Western Kentucky 11 and 9. Jamarion Sharp, tallest player in college basketball, controls the tip for WKU. Underway here in South Florida. Glad to have you with us on ESPN+. Here's Rawls going inside. Sharp got underneath and slams it home for the first bucket.
Size mismatch there. Sharp at 7'5" against Denver Jones at 6'4". No chance for FIU.
Arturo Dean. Petar Kravakovic, who was inserted midway through the season into the starting lineup. Sanogo slams it in right back on the other end.
A nice adjustment in midair by Sanogo. Dean and Sanogo have had trouble getting the chemistry going on the lob at times this year, but they connected well on that one.
Well, FIU bringing full court pressure. A hallmark of Jeremy Ballard's tenure. Sharp nearly had his second dunk of the game. Off target there. Panthers running the floor.
A good recovery by Sanogo to contest that dunk.
Kravakovic helped FIU get off to a strong start at UTSA last Saturday. Coming off a tough loss at UTEP. Guadarrama drives across the lane and finishes.
Good, tough, physical drive by Guadarrama. And one thing to watch will be how does Western Kentucky defend Denver Jones. They held him to just 9 points the last time these two teams played a couple weeks ago. His second lowest total of the season. Do they double him a lot more tonight like they did 2 weeks ago?
He's only 3 of 10 in that game. Sharp throws down another. Gets the net stuck in the rim. They're targeting Sharp underneath here to start this game.
Sanogo was fronting him and looking to help out on other Western Kentucky players, and he just got too far off of him. Lost Sharp behind him.
Sharp had 5 points the entire game the first time these two teams met. He already has 4 in the early going here.
And Sharp played really well in his last game against La Tech. 15 points, 11 boards. Probably his best offensive game of the season.
Yeah, missed that game Saturday against Charlotte. Had some hip issues, but ready to go tonight, apparently. Here's Kravakovic on the drive. Trying to find any sort of space, and Sharp sends it away. That's too easy for him there.
You can't spend that much time in the paint looking for an angle. You're not going to find one against a 7'5" center.
Leads the country in blocked shots, now 16 more than anybody else in the NCAA, and that gets the kind roll from the corner. Jarius Hamilton, and the obligatory reference for Western Kentucky games. The 3-point streak continues. Third longest streak in college basketball, as Arturo Dean finds his way to the bucket. That streak, for those unfamiliar, started in the 80s. Continue here tonight. 7-6 Western.
More than 1,000 games in the streak, and with Luke Frampton out, Hamilton is the best 3-point shooter for the Toppers.
Rawls nearly had another. Hamilton, physical underneath, earns a second chance here for the Hilltoppers. 4-4 on the road this year. McKnight's over Sanogo. Too strong. Sharp nearly had the offensive board, but it was poked away as Arturo Dean claimed it.
Tough possession defensively from FIU to get the stop.
Here's Guadarrama, who's been playing well the last 2 or 3 weeks after a slow start. His non-conference portion of play. McKnight takes it away. He's in the open floor. McKnight will lay it in for 2.
A good help defense from McKnight. Guadarrama didn't see him coming from behind, poked it out, and he's at his best in the open court.
Guadarrama had no idea that McKnight was there to pick his pocket. Good play defensively. 3-point lead here for Western Kentucky. 4-7 from the field to start this game. Dean trying to create. It's so difficult when Sharp comes over to help. Rawls taking on Guadarrama. And the finish. Rawls will go to the free throw line. Foul on Guadarrama. And it's a strong start for Western Kentucky on the road as Jordan Rawls going to work in transition. 11-6, 4 minutes in here at the Ocean Bank Convocation Center. Western Kentucky. A quick start for the Hilltoppers here on the road, coming off a tough loss to Charlotte at home, 75-71. Overtime loss at La Tech prior to that as Jeremy Ballard looks on. His team 3 of 4 from the field to start, but a couple of turnovers. Live ball turnovers as well, hurting the cause. Only had 6 of them the entire game at UTSA. It was one of the cleanest performances his typically turnover-prone team had all year, and conversely, it picked up the win.
That's a good win for FIU. Anytime you can get one on the road, it's tough for this team to win on the road in league play, and to take care of the basketball like that is a good sign for this team in the future.
It's FIU's first road victory of the year as Dean swerves into the paint, and another giveaway on the Panthers. Hamilton running the floor. He missed the dunk, but a foul on Pinckney. Western with no hesitation to get out on the break here early on.
And Western Kentucky is doing a good job defensively with using their length and getting in passing lanes, getting in gaps, and that's caused those FIU turnovers, and the Hilltoppers have done a good job capitalizing on in the fast break game.
I think Western Kentucky really missed Sharp's presence in the game against Charlotte as Hamilton misses the first free throw. Western had 4 points in the paint the first 10 minutes of the game. They already have 8 here today. And Charlotte's center, Ali Khalifa, he had 12 points in the first 10 minutes on that. He was on pace to put up 48. Sharp's presence is certainly a huge factor for Western.
And Khalifa shot 10 of 13 from the field in that game. They definitely missed Sharp. Western Kentucky did, and just having that rim protector and somebody that can make the opponent have to think about driving into the paint.
A couple subs here for both sides. Javonte Hawkins, Deshaun Giddens, Seth Pinckney in for FIU. Jones gave it away. He didn't turn it over at UTSA. That's his first today. Lob, Sharp got behind the basket. That might have been forced up by McKnight.
Jones missed an opportunity there. He had the look he wanted. He had Seth Pinckney wide open right in front of him and just couldn't find the handle.
Back out to Giddens on the perimeter. Still plenty of time to shoot here for FIU. Giddens had a couple threes against UTSA. Hawkins did as well and knocks down his first shot of the afternoon.
Well, nice job by FIU of punishing the help. You run the pick and roll, they help into the paint to take it away. You have an open man in Hawkins on the perimeter for an open three.
Knight guiding the offense here. Guadarrama extending the pressure here against Rawls. 8 to shoot. Mid-range. Off the heel of the rim. Guadarrama trying to box out. Sharp. Well done. Here's Jones. 1-on-2. Nearly finished. Pinckney couldn't follow. Dante Allen 1-on-2 himself. Hanging. Couldn't finish. And a whistle on the floor. Go over to FIU. A breakneck pace here in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, FIU is a team that likes to run, and this pace is really what they like to see. Back and forth, but another missed opportunity at the rim there for the Panthers. Got to make those when you can get under the rim without Sharp there defending it.
Guadarrama will get a breather. So associate head coach Phil Cunningham, he's still doing a lot of head coaching responsibilities or duties in this game. Stansbury's on the bench, of course, we know that with the stool, but Cunningham's guiding and directing much of this as well. A dual head coach kind of a simple system going on here.
Yeah, an interesting setup, and I wonder exactly how they're doing it and what role Coach Stansbury's playing tonight.
Right. More important than anything, just good to see him back out on the bench. McKnight. And the flush from Sharp. Causing problems in the first 7 minutes.
Sharp is certainly an issue for FIU. Not only, it's usually on the defensive end that you got to worry about him, but he is really making his presence felt on the offensive end early on tonight.
Already outscoring what he put up against FIU in the first meeting. Partner, FIU 5 turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes. Why are they having a difficult time taking care of the basketball right now?
Western Kentucky has such great length. It's not just Sharp at 7'5". It's Hamilton at 6'8". It's Acott at 6'8". And the Hilltoppers are using that length, getting in gaps, getting in passing lanes, and FIU has had trouble getting around it.
They're switching defenses as well, bringing out a 2-3 zone look here. Keep FIU uncomfortable, but Hawkins responds with his second bucket of the first half.
Oh, nice floater there by Hawkins. It is tough to get it over Sharp at 7'5", but he got enough arc on it.
Dante Allen from distance on the other end.
And Allen is a guy that Western Kentucky is going to need to step up with Frampton out. Kentucky transfer, former Mr. Basketball in the state as a high school player. He's got a lot of potential.
It's John Williams fresh into the game. Kravakovic, corner 3, rims out. Allen, Mr. Basketball in 2019, started at UK, has seen his minutes increase since he missed about 7 or 8 games with an eligibility issue earlier in the season. I would love some more scoring from him. Williams will let it go. Too strong. He struggled with his shot this season, now 3 for 31 on the year. Western will bring it the other way.
And it's not for a lack of work. Williams is in there in the gym all day long with Denver Jones getting up shots. He's working on it. He'll get there.
Division II All-American last year. Rawls threw it to the FIU bench that time. Third turnover on Western Kentucky here in the first half.
The Hilltoppers are a team that doesn't turn the ball over much at all. Only 11 turnovers a game, fewest in the conference. But the Panthers forced Western Kentucky to turn it over 19 times the last time they met back in Bowling Green a couple weeks ago. That's their highest total of the season. FIU very active defensively, and they've created problems for Western Kentucky in the past with that.
Panthers had 19 points off those turnovers, but felt they also left a lot of points in transition turnovers. And that's a point of emphasis tonight, talking to the coaching staff before the game. Not giving it away after they worked so hard defensively. Take it from Western. Hawkins sidesteps, feeling it in the early going. Hawkins has a pair of triples.
And Trevante Hawkins is really stepping up tonight. He's a guy that once he starts to see a couple go down, he can get hot and build that confidence.
Allen lost his balance. The topper is able to maintain possession. There's Christian Lander. IU transfer, former Hoosier. Plenty of Power 5 transfers year in, year out on this Western Kentucky roster. 7 to shoot. Allen, baseline. Tough pass. Pinckney couldn't hold on to it. There'll be 3 seconds to shoot after the media timeouts. 18-14, Western on top here on Miami Vice Nights in South Florida.
Thank you, J-Ro. All right, Panther fans, we got a special performance for you. Once again, make some noise for the Biltmore School Dance Team.
4-point lead for Western Kentucky, nearly midway through the first half. AJ Ricketts and Patrick Murray here with you on ESPN+. Maxwell, Brett Smith, Frank Hampton are officials tonight. Panthers shooting 54% from the field. Western Kentucky at a 50% clip as well. Entertaining first 9 minutes thus far in Miami. 3 seconds to shoot out of the timeout. Allen has to force it up. Off the heel, offensive rebound, Tyrone Marshall. Dean nearly took it away. Got nicked up a little bit in the attempt. It'll be a foul on Dean.
Rebounding has been an issue for FIU this season. We even saw it in the win against UTSA over the weekend. Out-rebounded by 20, still found a way to win the game, but allowing opponents to grab those offensive boards and get extra possessions is something the Panthers are going to have to do better.
Usually when you're minus 20 on the glass, that won't lead to success. But FIU got a great effort from Denver Jones. He took great care of the basketball. 4 seconds to shoot now. Rawls driving. Left-handed, no. Dean the rebound. In the open floor by himself. Dean will slam it home.
Dean is so fast. I love his speed in the open court, the way he quickly transitions from defense to offense.
Good example there, forcing tough shots, can initiate the fast break. Allen responds immediately.
A good spacing from Western Kentucky on the fast break. Allen finding his spot, spotting up.
Toppers 3 of 5 from distance now in the first half. Back to the zone. Hawkins. Heat check for him. Off target shorts. Allen will take another. It's on the line there. Marshall another offensive rebound. Lujan has entered for WKU as well. Entered sophomore forward. Hawkins whistled on the foul. That's the 4th on FIU. McKnight and Akont will re-enter. Denver Jones, Nick Guadarrama in as well for FIU. After the last week of play, Phil Cunningham for Western Kentucky said, look, I do feel this team is so close to turning a corner, despite the up and down results since the beginning of conference play. He said, this is not the same team that walked out of Carolina Coliseum on the 22nd. I believe that with all my heart. They're as connected as they've been. They're playing hard. Their effort level is there. We're leading the league in defensive field goal percentage. Just FIU able to get it off of that possession. He still believes in what this team can accomplish as Guadarrama misfires from 3 here.
This is a very talented Western Kentucky team that was picked to finish 2nd in the conference in the preseason poll. Offense hasn't been quite as good as they expected. Defense has been there, not the last couple games. For most of the year, defense has been there, but they're coming together. They're going to turn a corner at some point.
Right now the offense, the shooting is looking strong for Western, particularly from distance. 4 triples now in the first 11 minutes. Opening up an 8-point lead, largest of the game thus far. Hawkins driving, back to Dean. It's a good pass. Dean can't connect. He's had some struggles from the perimeter shooting the basketball this season.
His defense and his fast break game has made up for it.
No doubt about it. He's hit a 3 in 4 of his last 6 games after a 10-game stretch without any of them. Offensive rebound. Oh, put back just off the mark, but an offensive foul on the attempt. Allen can't believe it. Let's say use that off arm to shield.
I think that's got to be what it was. Denver Jones in there trying to defend, and I think it was the left hand from Allen kind of pushing him out of the way. Let's take a look here, coming in from the left. Yeah, the left hand right to the face of Jones, and I think that's where the foul is.
Denver Jones scoreless thus far. More than midway through the first half. 7 seconds to shoot. McKnight, first team all-conference, marking him. Jones got a floater up. Sanogo couldn't follow, and the loose ball goes to McKnight. Surging the other way. McKnight taking on Guadarrama. Sharp is in the area and fouled. Jamarion Sharp will go to the line for 2. Panthers have had a couple of those putbacks go awry. Western Kentucky will have a chance to take a double-digit lead when we return. 24-18, Hilltoppers.
Thank you, J-Ro. Right about now, it's time to have a little fun right here on the court. Okay, we're going to give it to you. Congratulations.
24-16, our score, 8 minutes left in the first half. Jamarion Sharp going to the free throw line for 2. Jay Ricketts, Patrick Murray here, the Ocean Bank Convocation Center. You see the sky blue fits for FIU here on Miami Vice Night. I think it's obligatory if you're any college, university, professional team in Miami. This has to be a theme night over the course of your season. You
have to take advantage of it. It's the perfect marketing opportunity, you know, to remind people, hey, we're here in Miami. This is Miami Vice.
The pink and sky blue just go together.
We got some cool looking uniforms that you can wear. Like, you got to remind the recruits and the fans.
Even FAU, they're up in Boca and they're doing Vice Nights.
Yeah.
They're trying to get in on the action.
Got to take advantage.
Sells jerseys. Sanogo sells tickets. 26-18.
Well, FIU has had a hard time pulling Sharp away from the rim, but they were able to do it there and get Sanogo some open space.
He's a fan favorite here in Miami. He's had a breakout sophomore campaign at FIU thanks to plenty of high-flying plays like that. 7.5 to go here in the first half. Akon over Kravakovic, tough mid-range jumper. Sharp tried to tip it back. And Sanogo ensures the rebound goes to FIU.
Good defense from Kravakovic, getting right in Akot's face and contesting that shot.
Jones remains scoreless. We'll flick it over to Guadarrama. Backing down Rawls. They love Guadarrama in these kind of situations. Using his height advantage. Jones 3. That gets him in the score column. First bucket tonight. How can Jones continue to get more involved?
FIU's got to get him open by doing what they did just there. Have another player, whether it's Guadarrama or Dean, drive into the paint, draw some help defense, get Jones open on the perimeter.
They don't want this to follow the same scripts it did in Bowling Green. Hamilton too strong. Jones was in single digits. That's not a typical storyline FIU is used to seeing.
It's going to have to be Jones's perimeter shooting tonight. They're not letting him drive.
Arturo Dean adds a triple of his own, and just like that, the Panthers cut it back to a 2-point game.
Couple clutch shots from Dean and Jones, right back in it.
Western nearly turned it over. Haven't had a field goal in the last 3 minutes. Seen anything FIU's changed defensively?
They're playing tighter. They're playing with more intensity. Kravakovic did it a couple possessions ago.
Forcing Akon into a tough shot. Now 6 seconds on the shot clock. Rawls. Sharp's rolling to the bucket. Oh, Dean got in the lane to take it away. Now he's by himself. He'll take another. Dean. Sanogo with the offensive board. And then ended up by himself underneath, and they'll finish it. Timeout, Western Kentucky. It's a 10-0 run for FIU all of a sudden.
Wow, that turned quickly. Panthers capturing the momentum.
For the last minute and a half, Panthers gone on a 10-0 run to tie the game as Western Kentucky will take a 30-second timeout. Tied here at 26 with 5:41 to play in the first half. It's a series, a matchup. Western Kentucky is typically dominated, 39-10 in the all-time series. What a weird play there. I think the deflection just, Sunogo said, I'm all by myself.
Yeah, kind of losing the basketball ended up working out in Sunogo's favor. He was looking for someone to pass it to. McKnight was trying to steal the pass and turned his back to the basket and left it wide open for Sunogo, and one of the easiest dunks he'll ever have.
Sunogo has 6. Western Kentucky has missed 6 of its last 7 shots. Try to right the ship here after the timeout.
And that run for FIU started with defense. You see that happen a lot. Defense can lead to offense. They've ramped up the intensity. We're playing closer to their players, tighter defensively, and it led to some big shots on offense.
Hamilton passed up the 3 there. McKnight has 5 in the first half this far and 2 of 4 shooting. He didn't get going until the second half, the first time these two teams played. Ended up with 14. Again, late in the shot clock here. Rawls will have to get the 3 off. Left wing, no good. Pinckney claims the rebound. Panthers haven't led since it was 4-2, a minute in the game. Oh, McKnight just took it away from Jones. Layup is good. Jones had no idea McKnight was on the backside there.
Yeah, good hustle from McKnight, but Jones was a little bit too nonchalant. He had his eyes away from the basketball, looking for someone to pass it to before he picked it up, and McKnight picked his pocket.
6 first half turnovers for FIU, matching their previous game total. Jones, long 3, rims out. He was practicing those before the game. It was 9 of 10 from well beyond NBA range during one shooting sequence pregame. One of FIU's best perimeter shooters. McKnight nearly lost it. What a pass there. Ends up with it again in the corner. Acott will step into a 3. Missed everything but the floor.
And Western Kentucky expects more out of Acott. He had an injury, missed a couple games with an injury, hasn't played very well since coming back from it, but he's a guy with potential. A transfer from Boise State, averaged 10 points a game for a Broncos team that won the Mountain West last year. And he's a capable 3-point shooter. They're just looking for him to get into a rhythm, especially with Luke Frampton out.
Got off to a great start this season as well. The Cayman Islands Classic was all tournament team. Averaged nearly 13 a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Shot well from the perimeter. He's had his ups and downs this year. Still averaging double figures. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Giddens. Back to Jones. Got to the elbow, fadeaway. That's his spot on the floor. He knocks it down. Great move from Denver Jones.
A really nice move from Jones to create space with the little spin move and the fadeaway. He's getting creative. Western Kentucky's playing him tough, but he's finding a way.
Allen launches a 3. That's good from the outside. Western Kentucky back out in front.
And Allen has been pulling up from all over the place tonight. 7 3-pointers attempted. He's feeling like he's got to be the guy to step up in Frampton's absence.
9 points, all on 3-pointers. There's Hawkins, who's had a nice first half. 8 points of his own. Shot clock at 6. Sunogo from the elbow. Western Kentucky will take that defensively.
Usually you don't see Sunogo take too many shots from near the perimeter. He wants to take all of his in the paint. He's very efficient.
Hamilton saw the mismatch, was trying to back down Hawkins. Not thrilled with the call. Will bring us to the under 4 timeout. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Western Kentucky by 3s. Hawkins pleads his case.
That's right, Panther fans, it's not joining me, the FIU team.
Three-point game, 3 minutes to play. First half action in Miami on ESPN+. Always fun to be alongside Patrick Murray. AJ Ricketts here with you, the Ocean Bank Convocation Center, 31-28. Denver Jones, the second leading scorer in Conference USA. Just 5 points here in this first half on 5 shots. Dante Allen leading scorer on the floor right now for Western Kentucky with 9 points off the inbound. Nearly a nicely executed play, but couldn't finish there.
He had the look that he wanted, but just got off balance a little bit and tried to make the shot.
Hawkins trying to take Allen off the dribble. Going up with the left hand. And it's going to be it might be an offensive foul on Allen as he pivoted and brought his elbow across where Javonte Hawkins was positioned. Might have raised him across the head. They're going to take a look at the monitor here.
The call goes against Allen, and they're going to look at it and see, but Hawkins came up to try to swipe at the ball, and Allen swung the elbows and hit him, and usually it's going to be an offensive foul.
Jarius Hamilton, 6'8", 230. Nobody wants to be on the receiving end of that elbow. We'll have another look at it here. A 3-point lead, nevertheless, for Western Kentucky. Trying to get the ship righted. Let's take a look here, partner.
Yeah, it happened quick. Right after the rebound. And look at number 11, Allen, after he grabs the board, turns right around, swings the elbow.
I don't know if he makes contact, but the motion of bringing that elbow across in the area with Hawkins near it.
And from that angle, you can't really tell if he did make contact. Hawkins brought his head back.
Yeah, it's going to be nothing more than a common foul.
They're going to stick with the call in FIU basketball.
And if you're Hawkins too, that's the natural reaction in that case. Even if you weren't hit, it's almost like the
right. You don't want to get hit with an elbow.
Hit you that close.
If a fist or an elbow is coming at your face, you're gonna move.
Look out. Nothing more than a common foul there. Well officiated. 2.5 to play. Jones got fouled by Sharp, who bumped him on the perimeter. That's just a 4th team foul on Western Kentucky.
And the Hilltoppers have been doing that a lot. Whenever Jones gets the ball on the perimeter, Sharp is coming out to double him to try to cut off that drive. But Jones was quicker that time and forced Sharp into the foul.
Kravakovic calls for it. Still plenty of time on the shot clock here for the Panthers. Dean will drive over Sharp. Nope, it was not over Sharp. He's rejected. Topper's going the other way. Then Jones intercepts. Back and forth. Now Giddens gets into the paint. Deshaun Giddens slams it home.
That's one way to get an open look down low, and you get a couple fast breaks, and Sharp is all the way at the other end of the court. You can't protect the rim then. And a nice dunk by Giddens, taking advantage on the fast break.
You mentioned how FIU only turned it over 6 times against UTSA. Western only had 3 giveaways against Charlotte. The most recent one costing them 2 points there. In the corner, open 3. Hamilton connects.
And Hamilton is that guy with Frampton out. He's their best 3-point shooter, even though he's at 6'8". He can play inside, he can play outside too.
Jones will reset on the perimeter. 4-point game. 2 all-conference caliber players going against each other. This will stay with FIU as Seth Pinckney will enter.
And one of the factors in Western Kentucky holding Jones to just 9 last time and limiting him a little bit today is McKnight. He's a good defender, and he's done a nice job of staying tight to Jones and not giving him any angles to drive to the rim.
Jones cutting to the rim. Great pass in the reverse from Denver Jones. And him and Dean have developed a good connection here in their first year together.
Good vision there from Dean to see it, and really nice quickness and change of direction there from Jones to lose McKnight and get open.
Kravakovic knocked it away from Rawls. Here's Giddens accelerating to the rim. Giddens lost it. Good recovery from Rawls. Kravakovic on the line. It won't count. Tough break there for Petar Kravakovic, who had a terrific game against UTSA, 4 3-pointers.
Yeah, just got to be aware of where you are on the court. And they have the palm tree graphic in the area there that maybe that could
get lost
could muddy the look over there. You're not quite sure where you are.
The other side of the court, in the ocean, where there's some consternation on in and out of bounds lines, three-point lines, perhaps. Allen avoided the steal. Under a minute to play. Sharp sets a screen. Good help from Pinckney. 5 seconds to shoot. They just throw it up. Sharp couldn't finish. They'll still get a shot off. Hamilton, no. Krivonkovic comes in for the board. It's a good shot, all things considered, with how chaotic it got underneath the bucket. A great spin from Jones. Sidesteps, fouled. Got hit in the head on the way down. You see how electric Denver Jones can be when he gets into a rhythm.
The body control in the paint from Jones is just fantastic to weave his way around the defenders in midair. And he had to earn that one with a hard foul, but he's earning everything he's getting tonight.
Denver Jones is at the line, shooting 2 shots.
Jones 87% at the stripe this season, one of the best in the country. Rattles the first one home.
And this is Jones' first time going to the line tonight. That's a win for Western Kentucky, as he's had games when FIU beat UAB, he went 11 of 11 from the free throw line, and he wants to get there as often as he can because he is extremely comfortable knocking these down.
He thrives at the free throw line and ties the game up 34-all here. Western Kentucky could essentially take the final shot, keep control, don't turn it over. There's only a half-second differential. Should be the plan as Phil Cunningham calls out the sets. McKnight got by Krivonkovic. Mid-range, floater, true. Davion McKnight. And here comes Jones the other way. A second left, gonna get the shot off. That will not count, even if it had fallen. So McKnight will send Western Kentucky into the locker room with a 36-34 lead. Entertaining 20 minutes of play to start things off here in Miami. Hilltoppers up 2. Halftime report coming up here on ESPN+. Conference USA action continues. We're at the midway point of the season. I don't think many Western Kentucky fans expected to be 3-6 at this juncture. FIU was picked to finish 10th in the preseason poll. They've certainly shown the ability to play up and took FAU to overtime here in this building. But some key games coming up. Remember, it's the top 5 that get that first round bye in Frisco.
And Western Kentucky and FIU are both teams that I feel like could play better down the stretch. These final 10 games in conference play that have shown some potential at times. FIU has shown that potential, beating UAB, taking FAU to overtime. They could close the season strong, and Western Kentucky certainly expected to have a better year. They've got Rick Stansbury back on the bench now, their head coach, after missing all 9 of the first 9 conference games. The Hilltoppers could turn a corner here and get hot down the stretch.
Underway here in the second half as Kravakovic really loses it. Scrum on the floor. We'll have a jump ball. The arrow will go to Western Kentucky. Or will it? A foul or jump ball here. It should be a Kravakovic getting an explanation. Yeah, it should be a jump ball. Arrow goes to Western Kentucky. Yeah, earlier in the season, the Hilltoppers were on a 5-game snide. They won 3 games in a row in league play. 2 of those were on the road, including at UAB. Felt like a real big victory, a chance to get back on track. But since then, they've dropped a couple of tough games and trying to find their form here midway through league action.
And having Jamarion Sharp back certainly helps. That hurt them
doubt.
Defensively last game against Charlotte.
And if Jarius Hamilton can be a contributor like that, Western Kentucky will certainly take it. 5th year senior from Charlotte, transferred in from Maryland.
And Hamilton has really stepped up as a vocal leader this season. Phil Cunningham, the interim head coach, who was filling in for Stansbury, said that he's been telling guys what they need to be doing in the huddle, has stepped up as a leader.
Kravakovic got free, missed the shot, tap back to Jones. He'll launch, he'll connect. Jones makes it a 1-point game.
Western Kentucky has been trying to limit Jones's touches as much as possible, but he's figured out as soon as he gets the basketball, if he's open, he's got to let it go, and he's starting to knock down some shots.
Jones has 12. Western breaks the press and will set up the offense. Jones is 4 of 7 from the field today. Rawls got to the paint, will force one up over Jones. Rebound goes to Sanogo. It was a slow start tonight for Jones. McKnight took it away off the poor pass. A little shimmy and then rejected by Sanogo off the backboard.
A nice play by Sanogo coming in, helping out from behind. Good timing on the block.
Sanogo looks for help, finds Jones. Again for 3. Jones too strong that time, and another good tap out, this time from Sanogo. Very active on both ends of the court. Guadarrama will let it go. Well, 3's off target for the Panthers. Out of play, it'll stay with FIU.
Sanogo's doing a lot of little things tonight that are helping FIU, and that's why fans love him, is that hustling to get back and get the block on the fast break, diving on the floor there for a loose ball, tipping back a rebound. Sanogo's just doing those little things to help out his team.
Beg your pardon, over to Western Kentucky after that sequence. 6 points, a couple of rebounds, and extra possessions earned by Sanogo. Acon up to McKnight. Western will set up. 1-point game, couple minutes into the second half here. These 2 teams tied in 8th place in the league standings at the moment. McKnight takes the Hamilton screen, 5 seconds to shoot. A whistle on the floor and a foul will be on Dean. As Hamilton was trying to post up. That's no easy assignment for Dean, trying to front the post and stay physical with Hamilton, a 6'8", 230-pound senior.
Dean giving up 9 inches there to Hamilton, trying to be physical to stay with him, and ends up getting called for the foul.
Hamilton looks a lot more comfortable this year after working around a back injury last season. McKnight going to work on Sanogo. Back to the perimeter, Rawls now. Mid-range, true. Jordan Rawls trying to get a scoring touch going.
And Rawls is so good at creating his own shot. He had a huge game against Charlotte, 25 points, was really efficient. Hasn't been as efficient from the floor today, but he's certainly helped out the Toppers in other ways.
Jones whips it to Kravakovic. Guadarrama backing down. Hamilton doubled. Tough spot on the floor. Kravakovic had some space. Trying to get his shot. Dean, second chance, hanging, and will go to the free throw line.
Good hustle by Dean to come up and get that board. Find a way to get to the line.
Now, all of a sudden, this rebounding edge for Western Kentucky has drawn even. Both teams now at 19 apiece. After Western was +7, +8 on the glass earlier in the game.
FIU has been struggling on the glass. They've been out-rebounded in every game since November.
Well, it's their worst rebounding margin in the conference.
It's just not a strength of this team. They don't have the size, and they like to get out and run, so they haven't done as well rebounding. But hey, tonight it's shown up. And Dean leading the way with 6 boards, and one of the smallest guys on the team.
I've seen any 5'11" freshmen lead their team in rebounding as often as Dean does. He is a willing rebounder. He will crash the glass. He will get physical. Makes both free throws last trip. McKnight got it up to Sharp, right back to McKnight, and the layup is good. A little give and go there for 2.
Yeah, nice work by Sharp, just recognizing that the defense collapsed on him, flips it right back to his buddy McKnight, gets the bucket.
3-point advantage, Western Kentucky. Rama's been trying to work the block. Spins on Hamilton. Sharp always there to help. 8 seconds to shoot. Dean had to put up a contested mid-range too. Good defense from Rawls. Now McKnight pushing.
And Dean tried to create some space with that jump stop, but Rawls was able to close out.
Ball movement here. Rawls attacking into the corner. McKnight 3. Offside rim. It's poked back out to Akon. Whistle on the floor. That might be, let's see. It's going to be on FIU, I believe.
It was Dean and Hamilton battling in the paint again.
Trying to clear out space.
That's going to go against Hamilton.
Yeah, that's offensive on Western Kentucky. Interesting sequence there. Under 16 here in Miami.
Thank you, J-Will. Right now it's time for Rory's the
3-point lead for FIU. Good crowd on hand in Miami. Western Kentucky 3 on the Panthers. 15.5 left to the Ocean Bank Convocation Center. A.J. Ricketts and Patrick Murray. That last sequence, foul on Hamilton underneath, trying to clear out space. We're trying to get things going here. It's missed their last 4 shots from the field. Nothing, no shots in the last 3+ minutes as well. Where do you generate offense here on a stretch right now? Coming out of the half, Western's defense is elevated.
Got to go to Denver Jones and see if he can either draw a double team and get someone else open or find some space.
Jaden Grant just entered the game for the first time for FIU. Had some space. It goes off a Western Kentucky defender. Second crack at it here for the Panthers. McKnight's now in double figures with 11. Hawkins has 8 in the game thus far. Over Sharp. Wow, that's high level from Hawkins on the floater.
Hawkins seems to have perfected that angle to get it up straight vertical over Sharp. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
Sharp was ready to send that into the backcourt. Great touch from Javonte Hawkins. He's in a double figures with 10. Allen 3. Popped out. Battle for the rebound. Foul on the floor. That'll go against Pinckney. FIU's 13th foul.
Pinckney hooked the arm of Sharp. It's hard to battle inside with him. Pinckney trying to fight and get in position to box him out for the rebound, but Sharp wouldn't let him.
Hawkins' first double-figure game in nearly a month. His last was on December 29th against Florida College. As Guadarrama will get a breather. One-point advantage for the Hilltoppers. McKnight on Jones. Tough shot. Sharp tried to get a hold of the rebound, out of play. And it'll go over to FIU. And I was talking with the FIU coaching staff before the game. I feel Davion McKnight's game, you look for a player comp NBA-wise, look at Jalen Brunson of the Knicks. They're similar size, stature, shooting percentages from three-point and the field as Grant turns it over. That was on the midcourt line. They're both scorers. They're both leaders for their team. And McKnight, first team all-conference, has guided the way for Western for quite some time.
I think that's a good comparison. McKnight is a veteran guy, a leader for sure. He's going to step up in an end-of-game sequence when they need buckets. He's the guy that's going to make something happen, can create his own shot. Really good mid-range game for McKnight, and he is consistently among the Conference USA leaders in assists the last few years.
The last 12 games, he's averaging 20. That shot off the mark. Here's Hawkins up the floor to Deshaun Giddens. Jones is looking to spot it for a three. Sharp recognized it well. Matched up onto him. Who's going to be the open Panther? They're swinging it around. Hawkins, another floater. Oh, he did it again.
Wow. Javonte Hawkins at 5'11" has figured out how to precisely float it over the 7'5" Sharp.
And then Marshall on the other end, the offensive foul. Javonte Hawkins giving FIU a lift this evening as Jones will head to the bench for a moment.
That's been big for FIU to get those 12 points from Hawkins. They've been missing that. I mean, it's been Denver Jones and most of the time Arturo Dean scoring in double figures. And other than that, maybe Guadarrama here and there, but FIU has needed that third and fourth scorer. And to have that tonight in Javonte Hawkins has been big for the Panthers.
FIU claims the one-point edge. Dean had it poked away for a moment, reinitiates, and gets the kind bounce. Arturo Dean now in double figures with 11, and FIU has his largest lead of the game at 3.
Dean's so creative with those finishes in the paint, and the Panthers have found a little spark here to take the lead back with Javonte Hawkins getting the gym going.
McKnight, great catch, then whips it forward. Now Western will set up the half-court offense. Haven't scored in 3 minutes. FIU has elevated its defensive play. That's taken away. Dean diving on the floor. Here's Giddens. Sidesteps, layup. 5-point lead for FIU. Timeout, Western Kentucky. The Panthers on a 6-0 surge. They've hit their last 4 shots. It's an 8-0 run, and a 5-point lead with 13 minutes left here in the game. 47-42. We're back after this in Miami. 47-42. FIU on an 8-0 run over the last 220. Panthers have hit their last 4 shots, forcing a Western Kentucky timeout to try to talk things over. The largest deficit of the game. The Hilltoppers haven't scored in the last 3.5 minutes. What do you think Coach Cunningham and Stansbury going over in that huddle?
Got to find a way to get some more spacing offensively, use the pick and roll, and let McKnight operate.
McKnight's 11 points on 5 of 11 shooting. And he starts to take over. Hamilton had it poked away. It was Dean again, up the floor. Dean to the bucket and lays it in. It's another 10-0 run for FIU.
Dean is so active defensively, so quick with his hands and getting in those passing lanes and poking the ball out.
2 steals today. He is a pest defensively. Leads the conference in steals. Top 15 in the country. Landers sent away by Pinckney. 6 to shoot, 3 on the way. No good. Marshall's follow. There's a foul on the floor first as Javonte Hawkins was trying to box him out. I don't know how Marshall even got a hand on that. Was able to guide it to the rim. Good play there to at least earn 2 free throws after the frenetic sequence.
And Marshall had a really good game in Bowling Green when FIU was up there. Western Kentucky won that game. He had 4 blocks. At 6'7", he's a guy with a lot of length and athleticism, kind of similar to Sonogo for FIU. A guy with that length and athleticism and the hustle plays that has stepped up at times for Western Kentucky.
Junior college transfer from Colby Community. Now 9 of 13 at the stripe this season as he knocked down a pair of important free throws there. Western brought a quick double. They haven't done that much today. Surprised D, but FIU will keep possession.
Really, the only time Western's been doubling is on Denver Jones when he catches the ball on the perimeter. That time they try to get a trap as soon as Dean entered the half court and poked it out of bounds.
So Marshall draws the defensive assignment on Jones. 12 minutes to go in the game here. And a high double screen, that's off of Jones. They forced a turnover. A couple of quick traps, raise the pressure a little bit. Or some issues for the Panthers. Still a 5-point lead for FIU heading into the under 12. FIU trying to assert control here midway through the second half. A 5-point lead, under 12 to play. Good Conference USA basketball here tonight on ESPN+. Jeremy Ballard's squad has hit its last 5 shots. Western Kentucky has missed its last 6. That's one reason why the tide has turned here a little bit, but ball control, take care of it. Also an issue for Western Kentucky, helping FIU get out on the break.
Already 11 turnovers for the Toppers. They average 11 per game, which is the fewest in the conference. This is unlike them.
McKnight trying to stem the tide here, off target on that mid-range. Hamilton gets a second crack at it. Lost it though, Guadarrama has the loose ball. Just active hands every time it seems like Western Kentucky has an opportunity. A drive or an offensive rebound.
FIU, and especially Dean in particular, are just so good with their timing and the quickness of their hands and poking at the ball.
Jones is open, knocks it down right in front of his bench. Big shot, Denver Jones, he has 15.
Western Kentucky held him down early on, didn't score the first 13 minutes, but Jones has found ways to get open, using his quickness to get some open looks, and he's been knocking them down.
Western's largest lead tonight was 10. FIU has theirs right now at 8. Look at Dean again, a nuisance. 4-on-1, Dean going to the rim, count it. Arturo Dean has 13 points, and FIU has a 10-point lead.
Dean is just so quick on the defensive end of the floor, and then he can turn it into offense with his speed. Good body control to finish at the rim over Allen.
It's all going wrong right now for Western Kentucky. The turnovers, the live ball turnovers too. They haven't hit a bucket from the field in nearly 6 minutes.
The Toppers have missed a couple layups, and they've been turning the ball over and having it lead to points the other way for FIU. 21 points off of turnovers for the Panthers.
Guadarrama gets it off the missed free throw. Well, having trouble boxing out. This is really impressive from FIU the last 6 minutes or so. Sonogo. 2 seconds. Jones has to hoist it up. Grazed the side of the rim, and that'll go off of FIU.
A good defense there from Western and protecting the paint. And Sonogo had nowhere to go with the basketball. The Toppers denied it well on the perimeter too.
Where do you find offense right now? McKnight's having trouble from the field. Anytime he gets underneath, there's issues.
You got to try to get it in the paint, get Sharp some touches.
There he is. He called it, partner. Get Sharp involved. That's what they were doing early when they surged out to that lead. Sharp hasn't been as involved offensively after that.
Well, that was a nice drive there by Hamilton. It drew the help defense, got Sharp open for the dump off and the easy dunk.
That ends the field goal drought of 4+ minutes for Western Kentucky. Giddens, good pass. Jones looking to get baseline. Back to Guadarrama, left wing three. It's good. Guadarrama from the outside.
FIU did a good job of moving the ball quickly, and Guadarrama didn't flinch with a big 7-footer coming out to close out on him.
It's probably his favorite spot on the court to shoot. He had 3 of those in the comeback win over UAB. FIU trailed by as many as 15. Acon right into the chest of Deshaun Giddens, who draws the charge. 9.5 to play.
How about these 2 freshmen for FIU, Giddens and Dean? You don't see that often, a couple of freshmen coming in and playing so hard on the defensive end of the floor, taking pride in it, knowing what they're doing on that end, and they've given FIU a lift tonight, especially in the second half.
High school teammates in prep school at Putnam Science, they have translated that chemistry into conference play for the FIU Panthers. Giddens just drew the foul. A physical drive, a determined finish from Giddens.
Going up against a bigger player in Acot, Giddens showing his strength to finish hard around the rim.
FIU just seems to be wearing down Western Kentucky right now, and this is no easy point of the season for Western as well. Look, obviously, Coach Stansbury working his way back into the fray, but more importantly right now, there's no Luke Frampton, right? This is a point in time that could use a triple from him, could use his leadership, his presence, maybe his ball control, just stem the tide a little bit. They don't have that right now.
And Phil Cunningham was talking about a couple weeks ago, was praising Frampton, and he was talking about next season when they don't have him, who's going to take those charges? Who's going to make the big shots when we need them? And little did he know at that time that he would get injured, and that's what Western Kentucky is missing tonight, those momentum plays that Frampton can give you.
How many big threes has he hit in his collegiate career, whether for Davidson or Western Kentucky? Was averaging 9.5 per game this season. And our thoughts with him, he'll be having surgery next week. Sinogo found a lane, Sharp with a good recovery and earns possession for Western Kentucky. Just closed down the space in an instant.
Even when you think you're far enough away from Sharp that you don't have to worry, he can, in 2 steps, he's on you, and he's rejecting the shot.
Still perturbed about those floaters that Hawkins got over him. Look at the double team here. Western gets out of that. You need to get over the timeline here. 3 seconds. Oh, Kravakovic read the pass to the bucket. Oh, he puts it in. Timeout, Western Kentucky. We talked about FIU wearing down the Hilltoppers. They hadn't turned them over on the press yet tonight, but that time it's the lazy pass, partner.
A good timing from Jeremy Ballard and going to the press to keep this run going, and a nice read by Kravakovic to make the steal and the finish.
61-46, FIU on a 12-2 run. The Panthers have hit 10 of its last 12 shots. And have surged out to a 15-point lead. It's all gone wrong for the Hilltoppers here in the last 5 or so minutes. Now McKnight turns it over. Kravakovic receives the pass. Guadarrama on a beeline of the hoop. He missed it, and Sharp gets the rebound. Western catches a break after yet another turnover. And all sorts of issues creating anything offensively. They'll take that dunk from Sharp. Trying to get back on track here. I mean, how surprising is the last 5 or 6 minutes for you here watching this?
It's very surprising. This is very unlike Western Kentucky to have 16 turnovers. They average 11 a game, fewest in the conference. They only had 3 last game against Charlotte. And even guys like McKnight, who's probably the most sure-handed guard in the conference.
Oh, wow. Sinogo all by himself. Western Kentucky defense in no man's land. But a technical on Sinogo. Got a little too excited at the end of that.
Yeah, maybe hung on the rim a little bit too long, got a little bit too pumped up on this run. But man, Western's having a hard time right now. I mean, they've been solid defensively all season, most of the season, and now they're having breakdowns there as well. Getting frustrated from these turnovers, but they got to take advantage here. Maybe they can stop the momentum after that turnover and see if they can flip things around.
FIU has had late second half leads against some of the best teams in the league. A 9-point lead with about eight minutes left against FAU. Led North Texas late in the second half. Those teams both closed strong down the stretch. Those leads weren't double digits this late into the game.
And that's an important point for this young FIU team tonight. That's a lesson they're going to have to learn.
Sharp getting involved a little bit more. Once again, looking like the first couple minutes of this game. That's where it could start here. Getting the ball into Sharp, couple of easy buckets.
Yeah, the Toppers got to continue going to Sharp, and Sonogo for FIU is going to have to stick tighter to him instead of coming out to help.
Here's Hawkins. Kravakovic will launch from the corner. Big shot from Kravakovic.
And then he gets in Acot's face and lets him know about it. And that was huge from Kravakovic. You get the dunk from Sharp. You feel like maybe Western Kentucky can stop the bleeding. That's a big shot to keep the momentum going for the Panthers.
Yeah. A little bit sigh of relief for Kravakovic as well. He's 0 for 3 from distance so far in this game. And had a turnover on the only shot he did make. Stepped on the sideline before he made the shot. Missed a couple open ones. That was probably the most difficult one. Now he helps force the steal. It's another 3-on-2. Hawkins will finish the layup. But the pressure is really causing issues in the second half for Western Kentucky.
FIU's just on fire defensively. It seems like every player on the floor for FIU is just in the zone and being able to be quick with their hands and poke the ball out.
Usually it's Dean or Jones getting their hands in and forcing steals. Kravakovic has drawn a pair in the last few minutes as McKnight backs his way into the post for the bucket.
A strong handle there by McKnight. Jones tried to get another swipe from him, but McKnight held strong.
Both teams have hit their last 3 shots. No reason for FIU to operate quickly right now. Jones over Sharp. Not that time. Up the floor, Hamilton looking for a quick 2. Giddens denies him. Great recovery.
That was the right play for Western Kentucky to push it and try to run the floor, but a really nice play by Giddens, using his speed to get back.
Jones will get a breather. Giddens drew the charge a few minutes ago. That time the block in transition. 6 minutes to play. McKnight got baseline. Kravakovic whistled for the foul.
McKnight doing all he can. He's the veteran. He's trying to keep his teammates in this game. And he just hasn't been very efficient. McKnight is missing shots that he usually makes, but he's trying to fight through it and keep his team in the game.
On the first free throw. Yeah, 6 of 14 from the field, 15 points today on 14 shots. He's turned it over 3 times, goes 2 for 2 at the strike there as Marshall re-enters. Here's the thing, plenty of time left for Western Kentucky. 13-point game, 6 minutes. More than feasible, but we'll have to start at the defensive end. Panthers have been turnover prone at times tonight themselves. Cleaned it up as of late. 11 turnovers in this game. Dean, a little pump fake. Giddens launches and hits Deshaun Giddens. Big shot.
Yeah, Giddens' man came into the paint to help on the drive, and that left Giddens wide open for the 3.
He's 4 of 5 from the field. Very efficient. McKnight gets a pair back. 71-57. Western can't trade buckets right now. They're extending that pressure from the half court. Dean broke it. Kravakovic just hit one big one, and there's another. Petar Kravakovic. And FIU is starting to rain down 3s.
Yeah, FIU did a good job with their spacing there. Kravakovic running straight to the corner. Dean knew exactly where he would be.
Sharp get a pair of free throws. Foul on Pinckney, that's his 3rd.
Sharp has been Western's most effective player offensively tonight. playing just as well as he did against La Tech last week. And the Toppers are gonna have to continue to go to him to try and chip away at this lead.
24, Jaden Grant checks in for the Panthers.
Jaden Grant will come in for Hawkins. We referenced earlier in the game, FIU felt they left points in transition when they played the first time in Bowling Green. They weren't necessarily displeased with the defensive pressure, but they were with what they did with those turnovers. Tonight, 27 points off those Western Kentucky turnovers, doing a much better job of turning those into offensive success.
They are, and they're starting to break very quickly. I think that's the difference, is as soon as they get that steal, transitioning from defense to offense as quickly as possible. They've done a good job.
Dean just stopping on a dime, causing some confusion. Was that deflected? Oh, it's not. Went over the backboard.
Dean's saying that it was. He wants another look, but I think he was just trying to avoid the long arms of Sharp there and put it up too high.
Sharp goes to the bench after that sequence. Panthers continue their own pressure. Allen taking on Grant. Dean put his hand in there to influence things, and Jones gets the rebound.
Good transition defense there by FIU. Pickney got back, took away a possible pass to Hamilton, and was still there to help on the drive as well.
This is an important game as the second half of conference season begins. Both these teams wanting to put themselves in the conversation. Wow, what a lob. Seth Pinkney throwing it down this time. And Jeremy Ballard will take a timeout. There's a big jumble in the middle of the pack in the Conference USA standings. Trying to get a top 5 spot. Get a first round bye. Maybe this will be a catalyst for the Panthers second half of the season. 18-point lead for FIU as Johnny Smith in the building. FIU alum, New England Patriots tight end. Taking in a good one here at his alma mater.
They're going to have to ask him to come back after the way the Panthers played tonight.
A good luck charm for him, apparently. He's carved out a great role in his NFL career. Allen will let it go. Off the mark. Marshall earns another chance here for Western Kentucky. It's got to happen now. No time to waste. Rawls gets a bucket. 7 points on 2 of 9 shooting for Rawls this evening. What's the most impressive thing about this performance tonight for FIU in your eyes?
It's been the defense. This is a Western Kentucky team that does not turn the basketball over, and FIU has forced them into 17 turnovers and capitalized it and turned those into 27 points. The defense and transitioning it to offense has been fantastic for the Panthers tonight.
Very impressive performance. If FIU can play in this style which they have in the second half, it's a tough team to play the rest of the way. Jones misfires from 3 as the shot clock expires. This is what Jeremy Ballard has been looking for all season long. As Hamilton fouled. Western working quickly in transition here. 16-point game, under 3 minutes to go. We talked about it with some folks on the Western Kentucky staff before the game. It's been a disjointed year. There have been injuries all around. Obviously, the headline has been Coach Stansbury's health. But even aside from that, injuries, some suspensions, obviously Luke Frampton out the rest of the way. It's just been tough to kind of develop the consistency they want for a team that was picked in the preseason poll to finish second in league play.
They've had a hard time at, just having everyone together for a practice,
right.
having the full team there just because of the injuries and the different things that you mentioned. And the Toppers have a lot of talent. They've just got to be able to get in a rhythm and gel together. And Phil Cunningham has been saying that these guys are a close-knit group, and they're going to get there. They just haven't put it together the last few games.
Yeah, he said, look, our effort is there. Are we playing perfect? Offensively, no, we're not. That's where a lot of our struggles are right now. But they're playing their tails off. They're fighting. Jones can't connect on the mid-range. They're going to have to show some fight Saturday in Boca. This shot off target. Rawls looking to create. It only gets more difficult from here. McKnight able to finish. Got it down to 12. There's 2 minutes left here. Giddens gonna operate quickly. No. That's what Western is looking for. Quick shot, quick miss.
May have been a better idea to pull that one out for Giddens and wait for his teammates.
Marshall, that would have been a big three. And now Dean will slow things down.
Yeah, that's what FIU needs. Under 2 minutes left. Take as much of the shot clock as you can and try to get a good look.
Yeah, I was reading some Western Kentucky material heading into this game. Jim Pickens of the Messenger Inquirer, he had a line in his article that said the Hilltoppers, it evolved into a team of desperation. Nobody expected them to be at this point. 3 and 6 is Dean, offensive foul. We're gonna have to play like a desperate team Saturday in Boca. They're gonna need that energy and fire to be competitive with a top 25 team. Dusty May's built.
FAU is winning again tonight. They've been an extremely difficult team to play against. FIU really gave them a fight here in Miami, but Western is going to have to find something offensively to go into Boca and be competitive with the Owls.
Partner, I think are they going to the monitor here to take a look at that off-arm Turo Dean used? They might be.
I thought they initially called it a block.
One official signaled
Rawls.
block, yeah, and then the far side official was an offensive foul. And now after a quick discussion, yeah, that'll confirm that's on Dean.
And college basketball officials have been putting less of an emphasis on the feet in the block charge situation, more on the upper body. Are you square? Are you in front of your opponent, maintaining your position? And that's what Rawls did in that situation to draw the charge.
All right, so that was. I'm just going to flip what we the announcement. I thought the PA announcer just said, J. Rokeach said that it was a foul on Dean, but he's inbounding here. So.
Yeah, they flipped it and they called it a block on Western Kentucky.
All right. Jones got to the rim, lost his headband in the process, tossed it over to the bench.
No headband, doesn't matter. He's still getting buckets.
That should all but do it for FIU. They get set for Middle Tennessee on Saturday. And the play will stay with Western Kentucky.
The Blue Raiders have been in the upper tier of Conference USA teams this season. They're having a tough time in Boca right now with the Owls, but so is everyone else this year.
Yeah, who hasn't? Yeah. Middle 13 and 7.
1 minute remains in the game.
Marshall gets to the rim. Playing hard to the finish here. Might be a little too late for Cunningham and Coach Stansbury's squad. John Williams. Provocapic shows discretion.
Had a wide open three, but 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Good idea to hold it and know the game situation.
Now he'll get to fire as the shot clock expires. Oh, nearly got the three. And Jeremy Ballard gives him a handshake.
He appreciates the basketball IQ there. He still got his shot up.
Would have been a nice finish for him. Nevertheless, his team has all the reason to head into the locker room in good spirits after this. McKnight from the outside will make it a 9-point game with 9 seconds left. Western will not foul. One of the more impressive performances of FIU's campaign. It's a 78-69 win for the FIU Panthers as they blitz the Hilltoppers in the second half. 12-2 run helps take the advantage, and FIU controlled it the rest of the way. Kind of suffocating defensive effort. A really impressive performance tonight from FIU.
The defense for the Panthers was fantastic, forcing 17 turnovers, scoring 27 points off of them. Arturo Dean led the way in that regard. 3 steals. He's just so quick on the defensive end of the floor, and the Panthers did a great job tonight of turning that defense into offense. quickly starting the fast break after getting those steals, and that really ignited the Panthers tonight.
So Western will head up to Boca. FIU prepares for Middle Tennessee. The Panthers improved to 10 and 11, 4 and 6 in conference to play. Western Kentucky going to try to stay above 500 on Saturday. We'll take a quick break. When we return, head coach Jeremy Ballard will join us here on ESPN Plus post game. Panthers celebrate a good win tonight here in Miami. Back after this.